shit.
I'm sorry. How you doing? And welcome to the first episode of Jews for Fools. It's a new podcast by me. I've been doing it for a while, and now it's time to bring it visual. So first things first. Our first thing that we will be talking about today will be changing your mind so that you can change your future. Now we all go through, we all have our own mental health issues going on. And not to say when I say mental health issues, I don't mean it in a bad light. I just mean we all have things going on in our heads. Some people know how to filter it and decipher the good from the bad, but some don't. I'm one of those people who sometimes don't. Even though I have a strong mind, I very much close it off a lot of times. So I don't let a lot of stuff in that I don't want in. But the things that are already there are still there swimming around. Things I haven't dealt with, things I haven't said to people. And sometimes you got to just really understand that you are under your control. The rest of the world, you just got to kind of figure that out. And that's what we're here to talk about, is figuring that out. Best way of figuring that out is, honestly, is just putting out what you want to receive back. What you feel in comes out. I don't care how it may look to the outside. You can be rich as hell or broke as fuck. It doesn't matter. How you feel deep down in your core is what you're going to put out. Now, the way to get through those things is, like I said, through changing your mind. Once you change your mind, the body is the follower of the mind. The body always follows the mind. The mind tells the body to do something, it does it. So, with that type of control, the body starts doing things sometimes and reacts with the mind telling it anything. So once you realize that the power of your mind is one of the biggest things you have, you start working differently. You start paying attention to the universe, listening to it as it speaks to you. But always remember, if you're ever having a hard time or you're ever trying to really figure something out in your core, it's in you. You have the mindset to change anything you want, whenever you want. You can go off the deep end or you can reel it back in. These are all choices. That's why I hate when I hear people say a lot of times in life, oh, I didn't have a choice. That's bullshit. You always got a choice. It's just sometimes we don't want to make the choice. Or sometimes we can't make the choice, but there's no such thing as a can't. Because there's nothing you can't really do. There's a way to figure it out. You want to fly? Get your ass up in a plane and go fly. There is really nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. But you have to put your mind to it. And then just keep applying that pressure to it. Don't give up on it. It's gonna be rough. All this shit I do, I tell you, I just want to be here sharing information and things that I've seen throughout my life. That's what I want to do. And I think that, honestly, I can get paid for it. I think that I have good enough knowledge of the world and how it works that can literally help people. If I'm put on a certain platform, I know I have to work hard to get there, and I'm willing to do the work. So now it's time to get my mind right so I can approach it properly. Because if I don't, then I won't. So a lot of times the difference between doing something, we might say, oh yeah, no, it's this, it's money, it's that. No. You remember, successful people do exactly what they want, not saying it in that sense of they just do what they want. No, They are living the life they want. That woman is successful because when she was growing up, she wanted to be a teacher. She went out there, became a teacher. That is a success story. She set out for something. She had a goal in mind and accomplished it. You can't, well, you can. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not going to tell people they can't do anything. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But you do have to live with the responsibilities of it. And that's something that, you nor I can ever escape. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. But in the midst of it all, we still come back to the fact that changing your mind can change your future. Just by the way you think or see things, it opens you up. A lot of times just the way I seen things got me through and kept me above, kept me 2 steps ahead. I wasn't lagging behind. I wasn't waiting to be told. I knew that I can work this, whether it be good or bad. And I did a lot of bad with it, more than good. I'm not going to sit here in front. But for the most part, I can honestly say every time I sat my ass down, buckled down, zoned out, and just worried about what the fuck I was doing and where I wanted to go, I never had any problems. I never had problems making $1. Nothing. Like, I really didn't have much problems mentally because I wasn't thinking about anything but my vision. I wasn't thinking about relationships and shit like that. I knew that shit, I can't have a relationship till I finish this anyway. Like, I accepted that. I broke, man. I lost the girl I loved the most because I always chose my purpose over her. And the other guys tended to her. She called them up 2 in the morning, they run into her. Me, I'm not even answering my fucking phone because I'm tired. Or I might be up working on something. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I'm conserving my energy so I can face the next day with it. Because you have to do that. You have to be in control of all these things. Like, mind is a strong thing, but you control it. You control what comes in, you control what it puts out. And as long as you always see that, you can figure things out, I think, fairly well. I can't say that I've fully reached my potential, but I've had successful moments. And all I could say was to focus. I have an insane focus once I'm there. Once I'm keyed in on something and once I feel like, okay, this is it, I'm there. There's nothing else really too much around that can, take me away from what I'm doing right here. And I'm going to continue to behave that way with it. A lot of times, we give up too quick. And that happens a lot. We beat ourselves up. We're trying to figure out who, what, why, when, and where. It doesn't really fucking matter. It matters about you and what you're doing and what you want to do. And that's it. That's it. It's not that hard. You can change your mind and you can change your future. If you're unhappy with your life right now, then do something to change it. Don't just be unhappy. Don't accept unhappiness. Because if you do, you're just going to share that shit. Believe me, I know. Last 2 months I've been on a fucking streak. Just sharing anger and just letting people set me off at the tip of a dime. Soon as something happens, and I'm realizing, like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm running around, I'm scaring people away, I'm pushing people, and I'm not even like this. I probably used to be the most inviting person ever. And then I just turned into a fucking schmuck. Because I let people hurt me and I didn't get over it. But you got to. That's life. Shit's gonna happen. You're gonna have to get over it, no matter what it is. Death of a parent, death of a friend, losing your job, no matter what the fuck it is, you will have to get over it. So, best thing to do is just change your mind now. So you ain't gotta worry about going through all this fuck shit. You know, that's what I'm realizing now. I wish I changed my mind sooner, because I did at some point, and I let it go back because kept getting hurt by people. People wasn't living up to my expectations, but at the same time, who the fuck am I to give people expectations or to expect shit from people that really I don't even know that well? You know, sometimes you gotta really, really look at what you're saying and doing. Hold yourself accountable. And, you know, through all that, it's just learning, like I said, more and more as I do these things, I'm learning more to deal with my mind and controlling it. I still have things that go on. Like I have this big thing where I call it the Mike Tyson uh syndrome. It's where I think like everybody's out to get me, or this motherfucker's trying me, that person's trying me, that person's trying me. It's all in my head. But until I change my mind, I'm gonna keep seeing that no matter where I go. And I'm talking about, like, it's not like just to the streets. I'm like that with everybody. I think everybody, as soon as they say something slick or some shit, like, oh, you're on the list. And it's not like that. They could have just been in the mood that day, that minute, that hour. Fuck that phone. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just see it as, you know, taking your time to really, really think shit out. We all going through shit. And that's the one thing that brings us together is our pains. But also, it's living with that shit. And you don't carry anything with you forever. So learn to let go and change your mind so you can change your future. I'm not going to take up much of y'all time. You know, this is just, you know, like I said, I'll do these weekly. This is just the first episode. So tune in next week. Next Friday, I'll hit y'all off. Start your weekend off. And just like I used to say on the podcast, you know, take your time. Be a lover, not a hater. You get further in life. May God bless you, and good motherfucking night.